Hello, our loves. Let's go ahead and get started, love. Go ahead.
Here's the question. Hello, Elizabeth and Joanne. First, my question. How do I shift if I feel like I cannot get any interactions, not for his work? Back on my journey, I was so lost for a long time because I did not know what worse, to see him or to not see him. I had so much fear he would attack, judge, or laugh at me if he would come in, so I got lost in the mind to protect myself. About 2 to 3 weeks ago, I had enough and started the detox program again. I did day 2, got real this time. The next day, our horses got sick, and one more day, my sister called my person as our vet. I had many interactions since then, WhatsApp, calls, meetings. It was more relaxed and peaceful with every interaction because I made it just about my horses. But now my mind wants to know how I can shift from it just being a job for him calling me into him calling me for me. I know it's stupid because it was my soul bringing him in this way, but I don't know if I have to work through this limiting belief or if I just don't care about what happens next.
So what I would say, love, is don't judge how your soul brings in your soul. The mind is judging why your person's only coming in because X, Y, and Z. And you're not any different than a lot of TFs. It's always a story, right? The mind creates a story. Well, they're not contacting me directly, right? So for example, beautiful soul, we have a beautiful soul, surrendered, did amazing, boom. They run into each other at a party. The mind is judging, why didn't they contact me? Why didn't they reach out to me? Why didn't they invite me to the party? And so same goes for you. I surrendered, and then boom, my soul brings me experiences where I run into my person, and I'm asking, why didn't they contact me? Why didn't they reach out to me on their own instead of coming so that we can use their services? And what I'm telling you is the circumstances and situation that your soul chooses for your experience is what your soul chose. Your experience in working together is your soul's choosing. And what you did was awesome as far as staying professional and keeping the work done and focusing on the work itself. The more and more balanced you are, the more and more your soul will bring you more experiences. But you cannot judge how your soul brings them in. Just like the example I gave on that beautiful soul that showed up at a party with their person. Who cares how they came in? They came in because you're balanced and your soul is showing you your energy is balanced. The mind is now judging how your soul is bringing them in instead of going back to the detox, going back to that surrendered state, going back to the place where it brought in your soul. And so the same experience with that beautiful soul that surrendered, she surrendered so much, she showed up in a party with her person. Instead, the mind is judging, well, why didn't he do this? And guess what? That her soul brought her, but instead she judged it. And your soul cannot bring you more to balance if you cannot balance this. Why would I bring you your person calling you if you can't run into them at a party, right? For that example. Why would my soul bring more than just work experiences if you can't handle the work experiences? You have to work the detox for you. You have to use your resonance and releasing addictive energy for you. You have to keep choosing you. So when your person comes in and however way they come, you still have to go back. I would recommend going back to day 2 and surrendering again. And obviously, when you go all in and surrender for you, the experience you have isn't, of course. The clients that we have that's saying the experiences they have when they run into their person at a party, they run into their person at the freeway, they run into their person at the store. Of course. And they always share, I just released, I just surrendered, I just let them go. I went through this whole detachment experience. I realized that I don't need anybody and I love myself more. And therefore, I released this addictive energy. Boom. And then the mind went back and judged how they came in. Why didn't they do it on their own? Why do they only want friends with benefits? Why are we only working together, right? It doesn't matter what the story is. It's all the same. The mind is judging how they're coming in. And your job is not to be in mind. Your job is to go back to that place that brought them in, which is soul, which is surrender, which is being, which is non-duality, which requires no judgment. It's not good. It's not bad. It just is. I'm being in this experience. Oh, whoa, whoa. Why did my person come in right now when I surrendered? Holy smokes, this is real, right? Because the mind was asking, is this real? You've gotten enough confirmation from soul to show you it's real, but then the mind is judging, why can't it have more? And your mind will always see your person separate, but you are your person, and your person came in when you surrendered the need for the physical of your person and aligned with the part of you that is everything, which is also your person. And those are the moments where we say, of course, of course, of course, they're here. Holy crap, this is real. Let me get back. And that's the hardest part, right, love? The hardest part is to get back into the state that brought them in, because then it goes back to mind again. And now it's judging why they came in. And now they can't stay in your space because it's judging the very experience that brought them in that required no mind, pure being, pure acceptance, pure allowance of what is in this moment now. And so you can't be in both. You can't be in mind and judging the experience. Why can't they contact me? Why can't they do more? Why? And the story will always be around the same thing than what this moment is now. And instead, they're here. I'm going to be with this. Thank you, soul, for bringing me all of the experiences that's allowing me to balance. It just is. I obviously surrendered. I'm going to keep surrendering into my soul. I wasn't surrendering for them. I really wanted to go in, all in for me this time. And they came in and I forgot, and now I'm back onto them and how they should come in more. Go back to you, my love. Go back to surrendering for you. Go back to being you, because soul is you. Go back to why you started the detox again. Go back to that very all-in state for you. Your soul's going to keep bringing you more and more experiences to balance. But when they come in, you have to balance your energy. You got to go back to balancing soul, back into the state that brought in your soul. And I know your person is the biggest catalyst for aligning with soul, but when we forget that we're aligning with soul for us, we now start making it about our person. And we're no longer choosing us. We're people pleasing. We're trying to figure out how to make this journey about our person. I'm going to surrender for me, but why aren't they coming in more? They should come in more. So what can I do so they can come in more? Because now you've made your intent about your person. Anytime the mind is looking for more than what it is now, it's looking for a future outcome, which is an expectation. And there's a part of you that has a preference of how they should come. What do you think, love?
So we know this beautiful soul, right? We've worked with this beautiful soul for a while, and we know the background of her situation. And I want to say, like, love, this is so magical. This energy is so magical. And what's so, I don't want to say frustrating, because it's not frustrating, but the mind doesn't want to see the magic. It wants to sort of see it in a logical perspective from like that soulmate template instead of the eyes of the energy. So what happens? You're balanced, you're working on yourself, you decide to go all in, and boom, something happens that brings your soul in, regardless of the circumstances. Now the mind looks at it and starts analyzing it through logic. Well, it's only because of this that my person had to come in, and it's only because of work. It's energy. And the mind doesn't want to recognize the energy. It doesn't want to recognize that, but that's what it is. And soul is so magical, and it does it in such a way that's why we say it's like clockwork, because regardless of the story behind the connection, in anyone's connection, the energy always plays out the same. Boom, I was in soul, boom, they came. And then the mind's like, but no, maybe it was a coincidence. Maybe it was because of this. And that's what your mind is doing. Well, it's only because of his work, which is the limiting belief. And I know you mentioned in your question, have I created a limiting belief about this? Absolutely you have, because it was the same limiting belief I feel you had when we first met you, was like, this is the only way he comes in. No, cancel that. My soul brings him in based on the energy, and I'm going to balance that. And I know my soul will keep continuing to bring me more, the more and more I align and balance for me. So change that limiting belief. That's what I'm going to challenge you to work on, and really recognize through the lens of soul that his job is irrelevant. That really is irrelevant, because just how people can run into the person on the freeway, run into the person at the gas station, this is how your soul is choosing to bring him in. Because why? Because you, as the person who is going through your own ascension, need to work on this way to balance. Our soul brings our people in the way that is best for us to balance. So there's something within you that is getting stuck on believing that you are worthy in your own capacity. And it's deflecting on, well, he's only coming in because of the horses, because he's the vet, because of blah, 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 blah. There's something within you that needs to release that. And when you can get to the point of course he came in, my soul, I have balance, and my soul brought him in because of my energy. And I'm going to thank my soul for this balanced energy reminder. And I'm going to focus back on me again. Boom, it's going to come in a different way. And the way you're manifesting him in is going to start evolving based on how much you are balancing. So right now you are getting reflection of your energy. He's coming in, and boom, you're going into mind. This is the only way he can come in. And that's why you're going to get stuck in that loop of him only being able to come in that way, because of the limiting belief and because of your own perception of this is the only way he can come in. So when you start balancing that, of course he came in because of my energy, I'm coming back to me, you're going to see the dynamics start to shift. And it might take a couple of times, because each time you're going to have to balance it to a place where it no longer sways you that he's coming in as the vet, and then he's going to be able to come in on his own in a different way. You'll see soul is magical. The energy is merely just a reflection of what you can balance at that moment. And as soon as you're able to balance that, more and more and more can come. We've watched this countless times with so many beautiful souls. This is why Joanne and I are the experts in balancing, because we do it every single day, and we've watched how it plays out in all of our beautiful souls clients that we work with. We watch it, we know it, it's always the same. Energy doesn't deviate. So as soon as you balance that little bit, you get more.
Yeah. And get deep in yourself too. When the mind is judging, why can't they contact me on their own? What is it within me that feels like I am not going to be contacted on my own? And what is it within me that feels triggered or unworthy of getting a contact on its own? Those are the things that you're going to have to fill within yourself, because that's the limiting beliefs that the mind is creating. The things that make those experiences more than what it is. But at this moment now, I'm balancing my energy. And how funny is it, love? Like, isn't that a total TF experience? Like, okay, I surrendered, they show up, and then the mind is still the mind wants to like piece it together like it's a soulmate. Well, they didn't choose to come in this way. Instead, therefore, it's unworthy and it's not as important.
Joanne, the mind will always go into fear mode, and it'll always go into it's not enough, right? So that's why when either people get a text message out of the blue, well, why aren't they calling me? Or if they get a call, well, why aren't they asking to see me? The mind is never going to be satisfied with the way that soul brings you in. Why? Because that is why you need to balance it. Because it shows you where you go to mind with your person and where mind still needs to be released. It brings your person in the exact way. It knows, okay, this person still gets into the mind, gets into ego, gets into their false self based on this magnetization. How can I keep doing that until they can release that part of them that is not them and align with soul in that respect? And that's when more can come in. Balancing is magnetization in some form, whether it's a manifestation of just a sighting, a seeing, it could be anything. Balance that energy, because that's what's spiking. That's what's showing you where you are not you. Balance that, release that part of yourself, and you're going to get more. Balance that, release that part of yourself.
feel that within yourself. When the mind is saying, well, they're only coming in because of the work and I'm not worthy of getting a text on my own. It's like, no, I'm balanced. My energy is coming in. Of course. This is why we say, of course, right? We want you to confirm the energetic work that your energy is bringing in your soul, because the mind wants to judge how they come in. Well, you know what? They're only coming in because of my work. They're only coming in because of friends with benefits. They're only coming in because of X, Y, and Z. But why is the mind judging how they're coming in? Why is the mind judging, well, they only showed up at the same freeway because they're passing this X, Y, and Z? And it's like, come on. Like, there's no such thing as coincidences, right? This seriously, everything is energy. Everything is energy. You manifest something off. Ooh, what was my energy like? We just don't own our energy enough. And so when these things show up that seem like out of the blue, you know it was your energy. You know you just surrendered. You know your soul brought you your soul. And then it's trying to figure out and piece together why instead of just being in soul. And that's where balancing comes in. And that's why what Elizabeth said, we've helped so many beautiful souls, countless beautiful souls, balance their energy, bring in their person more that their soul is showing them. Yes, you're balanced. And that's the purpose of this journey, is to balance your energy, what spikes up for you, what's causing you to judge, getting back into duality and seeing your person through separation consciousness, versus I want you to go back to when you surrendered. You surrendered in the state where you released your person, you aligned with soul. Your soul literally brought them in.
Let's go deeper with this, because we want you guys to understand we have been there. We've been exactly where you are right now. We have been through all these stages. That's why I say we are the experts on balancing, because we've been doing it for so long and we know this energy. But let's go back to the days that we were in separation and we were learning how to balance our people. So Joanne, for you, what was you were manifesting your person actually through a third party, through a mutual third party, through his brother. You were manifesting these experiences, and how you balanced was saying, you know what? I'm not going to give into the third party.
No.
I'm going to stay focused on me, focused on my alignment. And lo and behold, your person came in without the need of the third party. Now, for me, I was balancing text messages and also finances with my person. And there was a time where I couldn't handle the text messages anymore, and I couldn't handle the finances. And I got to the point where, and that's where you guys have all heard me saying, stop reaching out and contacting me. And if you have finance issues with me, send me money and we don't need to speak. And that's how I balanced that, because I felt that my energy was spiking every time I got these text messages from him and every time I thought about the finances. And I got to the point where I surrendered the finances, which actually turned out to be like a third party, because I used it as a way to keep entertaining him. And I let go of the finances. And I also told him to stop messaging me, because I felt my energy spiking like crazy with every text message. So the way you're manifesting, magnetizing your person in, the way soul is bringing your person in, is to test how you can release that energy. Every person's is different, but it's all the same. Your energy spikes. It needs to be balanced. So really, from 10,000 feet above, if you can look at your specific connection from 10,000 feet above, look at it in a very general sense. I'm in soul, I'm magnetized. Leave the stories out. I'm magnetized. Uh-oh, I need to balance this energy. Leave the stories out. And that's my best piece of advice.
Because, love, I could have gotten really deep and be like, why the F did he contact me for his brother? Why didn't he contact me for himself? Why didn't he reach out and ask me to
listen to that, Joanne.
Right?
You could have gone straight into the stories. That's why I say leave the stories out. They are irrelevant. The energy plays out exactly what I said.
Yep.
You're in soul. Boom, your person comes. Boom, your energy spikes. Balance back.
I laughed at the energy. I was like, whoa, this is real. I must be balancing. Okay, soul, thank you for that. Thank you for showing me I'm aligned. And I'm going to go back to aligning with soul. And my soul kept being brought in. I could have leaked on that third party and used that as a way to loop for a really long time, because that happens, right? You could have allowed the finances to come between the both of you. You could have allowed the texting to be something you looped on, right? But we realized that we choose us, and we realize that this connection is energetic, and our soul keeps bringing them in, and they're not going to be stopped just by, okay, now that I don't want to help you with your brother, you're not going to come in anymore. I didn't even care about that. I realized my addictive energy was spiking, seeing this, and I'm going to release it.
You
Go
right
ahead.
that said you have two options: get lost in the story, loop,
Yes.
or
Yes.
I choose me. I feel this
Yes.
energy and I choose me. Do you see? There really is only two options.
Yep.
But so many people, so many beautiful souls that are looping. And this is why we created this channel. We want to help you be with your person. We do. And we want to give you all the guidance that is necessary to be with your person. Because this is energy, it's very simple. So all we're really teaching you is how to spot the energy, how to recognize this energy, and how to balance this energy. You have two choices when you magnetize: get into the stories and loop in mind, or go back to you and focus on yourself and understand this is for you. I don't like the way this energy feels. I'm going to bring it back to me.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as the mind starts saying, well, this is the only way I'm going to get them, boom, you're in mind, and boom, you're going to push.
Yeah.
When you go to the place of, I don't care, exactly what I did. I don't care if I talk to him about money
Mm-hmm.
ever again. I don't care if he texts me ever again. Or I don't care if I help his brother. I'm focusing on me. The way
Yes.
that Joanna and I balanced, boom, our people are there and they want more and they want more and they want more. That is
Mm-hmm.
balanced energy. And that's what we're here teaching you guys, because we know this energy. We know it. Go around all these other channels. Are they teaching you how to balance your person in when they come? And then come back here. We're here to show you. We're here to help you. We're here to guide you. That's what we do. We do it every day in our lives, and we do it every day with beautiful souls. And this is what works in this connection. It's energetic. It is not through mind. It is through the alignment of choosing you and following inner resonance of
Mm-hmm.
that balanced, unconditional love that needs nothing, has no judgment, has no expectations, and has no preferences. This is a love story with you. Your soul is you. Fall in love with you, choose you,
Mm-hmm.
and by extension, your person is there because they are you.
Man, so good. I love what we do, love. This stuff fills my heart. It's just, do you see how none of that has logic, right? Because the mind is what makes the logic. The mind is what tries to figure it out. Well, it makes it personal. That's where the stories come from. It's from mine. When really this is energy, an energy in a dance of your connection with yourself, an energetic dance of you getting deeper in yourself. And the more and more you get deeper in yourself, the more and more you get to balance yourself in the physical. And that's where you get to interact, you get to see, you get to balance more of yourself. The less and less you have the stories, the less and less you allow the logical side of you that wants to piece things together, and instead be. I don't care about the money. I don't care about that this is a work, right? Work exchange. It's energy. My mind wants to make this personal, and therefore I'm not being chosen, right? Because that could have been an easy way for me to leap and to
Yeah.
really loop in. He's only choosing me because he needs help for his brother.
Before we leave, I didn't say this earlier, but I want to tell this beautiful soul that asked this question. I'm so happy to hear that you're focusing on you. You have always been a superstar. Your energy has always been amazing. So I'm really proud of you in terms of being able to say, I'm ready to choose me.
This is how we forget. We forget who we are as soul. We forget we're amazing. We forget we're infinite. We forget that this connection is ran through our energy because we forget how powerful we are. So always remember who you are. The more you remember the soul that you are, the more you realize the wholeness that you are, and the more you can balance more of yourself in the physical without figuring out the stories of mind. So remember, my love, remember you're powerful. You're so freaking powerful. Your soul brought you in your soul the next freaking day, and the mind is trying to figure it out. The mind is trying to give it an excuse. Do you see how the mind is trying to understand energy? It has no idea how energy works. And now it's giving itself an excuse of how you're not being chosen. And what we're telling you is follow your resonance, follow your surrendered state, follow your peace, follow your love for soul, for self, to remember soul. And your soul will bring you all of the experiences you have to balance to get deep within your soul. We love you guys so much. We hope you have an amazing day. Bye, love.
Bye, love.